Hello guys and gamers, and welcome back to another video. This time we are going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct that just happened yesterday or today in my time. And we're gonna do a little discussion and same time analysis of the Direct. We're gonna be watching the Direct at the same time. Hopefully this will not be taking 40 minutes as well. We're just gonna have some snippets and just look at every trailer that was revealed in this Direct and look at the most exciting stuff that was revealed and analyze it a bit. And before we begin, I would just like to remind you guys to please like and subscribe, comment down below because I really want to start a discussion with my videos. And also, it's a really good time to subscribe because in this Direct, a lot of the things I have been talking about in the past year actually came true. And that includes Xenoblade 3. I made a video about Xenoblade more than a year ago where I predicted that Xenoblade 3 would have a word that is combined of the words of Xenoblade 1 and 2, and that is exactly what happened. Then I have also been talking about the return of the Wii Sports franchise, twice actually, and more recently, I also talked about in my 2022 predictions, I talked about Nintendo possibly making Mario Strikers again, and that is exactly what happened in here. All of those things. So it is definitely a good time to subscribe because I sometimes do get stuff right, and it is pretty exciting. But that said, let's start going through the Nintendo Direct. So we have Fire Emblem 3 Hopes here, and this is where I recognized it was going to be Fire Emblem 3 Houses because you see the Gatekeeper in there. And the Gatekeeper is a character in Fire Emblem 3 Houses that actually became kind of a meme in the community. So it is very recognizable. That's where I recognized that this was going to be a Fire Emblem 3 Houses game. And it makes sense. Let's be honest. It makes sense for Nintendo to do this. We have the beloved cast of Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and why not milk them a bit more? You know, that's what Persona, that's what Atlas does with Persona. If they make a game that succeeds, they do like a dozen spin-offs for this, and so it makes sense for Nintendo to do at least one. And still, to this day, I see people making a lot of fan art of the Fire Emblem characters and 3 houses and everything. So it makes sense. And Fire Emblem, this 3 Hopes, I think this is going to be like a non-canonical route in the game, kind of. In the original game, we had, I think, 5 routes that you could go. The 3 houses, a secret route, and of course the DLC as well. So I think this is going to be like a 6th route that is non-canonical, and I think this is kind of like all of the houses coming together and defeating a greater evil that is the purple-haired character we see at some point in this trailer. Where did we see him? Was it right here somewhere? Yeah, this guy. I think this will be the new baddie. At the moment, we do not know who this guy is, but I think this will be like the main villain that all of the 3 houses will be battling against and coming together all neatly. And it's fun to have like a happy ending for all of the characters. And this is of course coming on June 24th. This kind of begs the question, like, what is going on with the future of the Fire Emblem series? Are we going to get another like mainline series game on the Switch? That is a video I definitely want to make in the future. So again, subscribe if you want to learn more about that. Then we have, I think, where did we go? Okay, Advance Wars was next. And it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Way forward. I'm so glad they are making this. The art style just fits the game perfectly. The way forward, like Shantae art style. It looks very good here. And it's all neat. It's all good. It's looking quite lovely. And we have the confirmation of the War Room coming back, which was a beloved feature in the originals. And check out my Advanced Wars video if you want to know more about that. And the character animations also, they are pretty lovely here. But yeah, let's move on to the other games. We have No Man's Sky. I don't really have much to say about it. Looks to be quite good. Looks to be quite good. But after No Man's Sky, we had one of the things I predicted, which is Mario Strikers. And this is, of course, like the Mario Sports franchise being like a football version. And what's special about Mario Strikers is that's not exactly so vanilla as other Mario games are. This Mario Strikers franchise is usually a bit edgier than the other ones. You can see like Luigi getting electrocuted and stuff blowing up and this like huge armor everyone's having. Bowser's catching the ball with his hands, which I think should be that is definitely against the rules, but apparently anything goes in this football game. This is lovely. I love the art style when they do like the special kick. Looks really lovely, and it's just I'm really excited for the game. A lot of people did not think this would return ever, but as I said, I predicted it earlier. The gameplay looks pretty similar to the originals. Glad to see Rosalina as one of the new characters because the last time we saw Mario Strikers, Rosalina did not even exist. So it has definitely been a while. So yeah, there's also Waluigi, so good to have him back. We don't see Daisy in this, which was a pretty popular character in the original. Of course, Daisy appears in other games too, but it's a shame we have not seen Daisy yet. And here you can see you can customize your characters. You can put like outfits on them, all this stuff that also affects like your stats, which is very interesting. And I think Next Level Games is making this, and they have been going on like a RPG route when it comes to their sports games. You know, Mario Tennis and Mario Golf, kind of having like an RPG like story mode in both of them, if I remember correctly. At least Tennis had that. So having your character have stats and everything definitely fits. It definitely fits. But yeah, it looks and June 10th, so coming this summer as well. What do you have next? Okay, next after this we have Splatoon, which looks fine. It looks fine. I don't have much to say about Splatoon, which is kind of a shame because usually I'm a big fan of Splatoon, but this just doesn't look that exciting to me. It is Salmon Run, but that's basically it. We have the egg throw mechanic, which is cool and will definitely change how everyone plays Salmon Run, but it's not really that exciting of a thing. We have new bosses, sure, but it just feels like this would be in like an update to Splatoon 2's Salmon Run. It doesn't offer much new for Splatoon 3, and this is not, again, I made a video about it a long time ago, but Splatoon 3 really needs that one big cool thing that really makes people want to buy this game. Because for now, it just seems like it is Splatoon 2 again, which I don't really get it. And yeah, here's the egg throwing mechanic, but let's move on. Next Wave is a cute name for it. And there's like the Godzilla version of a salmon there. And then for a while, we don't have anything that I want to talk about. There's the Disney racing game, which I think looks lovely, looks nice, but I do not understand why it is free to play. Not sure if this will have like a couch co-op features either, because like Mario Kart clones and those Sonic All-Star Racing and Crash Bandicoot racing game, I don't remember what that is called. They're like really good like local couch co-op games. So it kind of is weird that we have the Disney game as it is. Should have been like something you just buy, but Nothing that interesting that I want to talk about for a while. Chrono Cross is cool, but I'm not the biggest fan of Chrono Trigger. I know it's a shame. I have played it, but it just didn't hook me. I don't really like the battle system in that one. Not saying it's a bad game, I just don't like it personally. But then we have Kirby. Kirby again. I recently talked about Kirby and why it has taken so long to get a 3D Kirby game, and I'm really surprised by this trailer. They definitely went above and beyond when it comes to a 3D Kirby game, because we have like another many new mechanics in this trailer that we just didn't know about, like upgrading abilities, and the Kirby can almost eat objects like he does with this horrifying picture of a car over here, that he's half eating a car and somehow can drive around it. I don't want to know the specifics of how that works, but okay, let's just leave it at that. But they could have just done like a Kirby game in 3D and everyone would have been happy with it. But they are doing so much in this one. It definitely seems like a really, really promising game. And yeah, it's called Mouthful Mode. We see all kinds of uses for it, and it just looks lovely. It looks lovely. It's a Kirby game. Of course, it's gonna look lovely, but this is just like they're really doing their best to make this the best Kirby game of all time. And here we see what's probably going to be King Dedede. And, of course, he's going to be in this game. Of course, he's going to be in a Kirby game. There's probably going to be Meta Knight here too. Surprisingly, yeah. But yeah, launch is March 25th, so quite soon. We don't have to wait for long to get another Kirby game. Okay, now I don't remember what they're talking about. Okay, it's the baseball stuff. I don't really care about baseball, not a big baseball person. Then Kingdom Hearts Cloud version. Klonoa is returning, another good 3D platforming. But what I found more interesting is Portal being ported over to Nintendo Switch. And this is made by Valve. And the thing is, they have not really done a lot of like console ports in a very, very long time. So this is actually quite shocking to me. And Bridge Constructor Portal was not made by Valve. They just licensed it out, so that doesn't count. But it's interesting to see Portal. And I don't think I have played Portal 1 or 2. So I'm definitely going to give this a shot. Maybe, I'm not sure if this comes to other consoles as well. But I'm interested. I'm interested. Let's see. The next one is a pretty big one that was surprising to a lot of people, not to me, of course, because I've talked about it before, and that is Nintendo Switch Sports. I really like that they are bringing it back, but I do have a few points that I want to make about it. The first thing here is, of course, the name Nintendo Switch Sports. Whenever I talked about it returning like the Wii Sports series or other Wii games, I always wondered if it was going to be called Mi Sports, but no, it's going to be called Nintendo Switch Sports, which doesn't sound as good to me, and then you're going to have to name it again when the next console comes. So there's a bit of a problem, but here they are doing something I did not see coming, and they're not using Mii's as a default character in this one. And I'm not really sure how I feel about this. Like you can see the character definitely looks different than a Mii. Mii's can be used, as we see later in the direct when the two Nintendo dudes are playing with each other. That sounded wrong. Playing against the computer with each other. But yeah, you can use Mii's in this one. But it's weird that they chose the other characters, whatever they are called, because Mii's are kind of iconic and what make the Wii series technically. So it's interesting. Maybe they want to detach themselves from the Mii, but also, why did you do Miitopia and give it like the best Mii creation tools ever if you're not going to use them? And this would be a good place to use them, But for some reason, they are going with these random new characters, which makes sense that the game is not called Wii Sports now if you're not going to use the Mii. But it's still weird. It is still really weird. Like, I do not know what these characters are. But otherwise, it does look fine. And I know a lot of people who would be excited for this. I'm very much looking forward to the music, actually. I'm not a big music guy, but there is something really iconic and nostalgic about the Wii style music. So I can't wait to hear some of the new stuff again. And you can see again, I have no idea who these characters are. They're not me's. I want to see Matt back. Do you guys remember Matt? Yeah, he was like an unbeatable me in the originals. For me, it was Nelly who was always the difficult one, but yeah. There's Yoshiaki Koizumi coming to play a little match of volleyball. We're just gonna skip that one. There's gonna be an online playtest and other stuff released later on as well, but it seems cool. The one I would really want to see return is from Wii Sports Resort, and that was just flying the plane around. That was really fun. I hope that would return, and the dog fighting mode would be online. That would be my dream to add into Nintendo Switch Sports, but maybe as a DLC, but maybe never. We'll have to see. Maybe there will also be Nintendo Switch Sports Resort at some point. We'll just have to wait and see. But I do think that game will sell pretty well. Next, we have Taiko Drumming, which has. It's just another Taiko game basically, but this one has stuff like Megalovania, so you can play it for the Pope. You also have the Zelda theme here, I think exclusively. And then also, I think a lot of like Taiko games have had Pokemon music, especially from the anime lately. So there might be that too, if you're interested in that. Then we have Metroid Dread DLC, the Dread mode. Sounds very cool, and I like that they're not just making a more difficult mode for Metroid Dread, they're also making a rookie mode. And that is really appreciated because Metroid can be a bit challenging for some people. So it is nice that not only they are making an extremely difficult mode, but something a bit more easier, you know? Get the kids into Metroid as well. That's very cool. And this will not be the only update. We will have later on a boss rush mode, which is also pretty interesting. And then Nintendo Switch Online, Earthbound. Great. We have Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings here coming to Nintendo Switch. Both are very lovely games, definitely recommend them. And it's just nice to see the complete duology on the Nintendo Switch. No, Mother 3 does not exist. It's an illusion, it's a hallucination, you know? Lucas is not a character in Smash Brothers, you are just imagining things. Mother 3 does not exist anymore. It's a complete duology on the Nintendo Switch, believe me. Believe me, okay. But yeah, it's great to see these games. I was kind of hoping for a remake that was in the art style of the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch. That would have been absolutely amazing. But you can't have everything nice that you wish for. Then one of the more surprising things again was Mario Kart 8 DLC. And this is another step that really makes sense for Nintendo to do. It definitely makes sense to get more stuff out of Mario Kart 8. The game has just been selling like crazy, and Nintendo definitely wants to boost like the Nintendo Switch Online. So having all of these courses for free when you get a Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack is definitely a worthwhile investment, and I do hope like they keep this up, keep adding DLC stuff to Nintendo Switch Online. And I hope like around E3 time, there will be like an announcement that previous DLC will come available as well. You know, Legend of Zelda, Champion's Ballad, Splatoon 2, Octo expansion, maybe even Xenoblade and have Torna the Golden Country. which would be really good, because that DLC expansion is basically its own game, and I think was even sold as a separate title. So having that for free would be absolutely amazing, especially when Xenoblade 3 is coming out. So getting people to know Xenoblade 2 Torna would be absolutely amazing. And just add every piece of DLC that you have. I don't think Pokemon would be a part of it because Pokemon is technically not fully owned by Nintendo, so yeah. But another thing here that is really, really, really good is that we are getting stages from Mario Kart Tour, which is the mobile exclusive Mario Kart game. And what is good about this is that in Mario Kart Tour, I think the stages are in rotation. So if you really like a stage, you might not be able to play it. And just saying, like $30 for like 48 stages is absolutely a good deal. It is very much a good deal for Nintendo to do, and it is much less money than one character in Mario Kart Tour. Mobile games are fun, aren't they? But yeah, Coconut Mall, one of my favorite stages of all time in Mario Kart history. I wonder if they're gonna add like battle stages as well. That would be interesting to see, like battle stages as well. I don't think they're gonna add anything else like characters or new power ups, mainly stages. But I'm wondering if that also includes like battle stages, or is it gonna just be racing? Because I really want to see Funky Kong Stadium from Mario Kart Wii return as well. Not sure what's everything that's going to be in like these ways, because they're obviously not going to show every game, but yeah, it is just very good that it is included in the expansion pack, and I can't wait to see what are all of the stages in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe when all of the DLC finishes, and how many of those will be Rainbow Road. That would also be fun if one game has like 6 Rainbow Roads. That would be absolutely amazing, but also hilarious. And now, the last game we're going to be talking about is one of the big reveals, and that was what I mentioned earlier, and that is, of course, Xenoblade 3. There is the main character playing a flute at the moment, and that is apparently going to be a big theme here. One of the big themes is also like life in some way. And you see here in the beginning, they're having some kind of a war. Then you can see like a metalhead or one of those mech guys from Xenoblade 1. The sword is looking a bit like the Monado and the Aegis from Xenoblade 1 and 2, kind of like a combination. The main character, I don't know who that is supposed to represent, but his friend is definitely like related in some way to Nia from Xenoblade 2, also including like using the same weapons. I think Nia also had like those battle rings, if I remember correctly. Not sure who this grey guy is going to be, that was shown there, but this reminds me of Bridget. And Bridget was a blade in Xenoblade 2, yeah? So I'm not sure if it's going to have like the same battle system here. I'm not sure, because Bridget also had like the blue flaming hair, and how Xenoblade 2 battle system worked, that you had your main character and they could have like a weapon that was assigned to a character, kind of like Pokemon, but anime sword girls in a way. It's a weird explanation. It's a very complicated battle system. I'm not doing a good job explaining it. But I'm just wondering if these are now separate characters, because previously Blades could not be like on their own until Xenoblade 2 Torna. So I'm wondering like what kind of a battle system is there going to be? Is it going to be like the same core crystal gacha-like mechanic that we had in Xenoblade 2? Or what the heck is this battle system going to be? The guy with an eye patch was Van Damme, or like an ancestor of Van Damme from Xenoblade 2. Not sure who this guy or girl is. Again, playing a lot of these flutes. I'm not sure what the meaning of these flutes are. Here we see a brown-haired girl with the wings, kind of like the I'm blanking on the race that includes Melia and Xenoblade 1. So this is definitely like a this is a mix of the worlds. I'm not sure how these worlds are going to mix, but it's very interesting. And this guy, no idea who he is. Twitter just calls him the Black Joker, which I think is absolutely hilarious. And yeah, here we see a lot of the world, you exploring stuff. You can see the Sword of the Mechonis in the background. So this is definitely like a combination of the worlds, literally a combination of the worlds. So it is very interesting to see where they are going with. I wonder if like Xenoblade X is going to be mentioned in any way at all in this game, because Xenoblade X definitely had a small appearance in the DLC of Xenoblade 2, but I'm not sure if it's going to be like playing a major part here. Probably not. And we just see exploration. You can use a boat and everything. It looks pretty nice. And this is mainly a story trailer here, looking at what kind of story are we to expect from Xenoblade 3. It's a melding of those two worlds, and it looks quite fun. And then these two Nopon, people are saying that these look like Rex and Pyra, having kinda the same hairstyle, the blue Nopon, as Rex. And the other one kinda reminds like the original concept art of Pyra. So it is very interesting to see if these two Nopon have like any special purpose in here. Or do they just not? Maybe they are fans of Rex and Pyra, you know? Maybe those lived long ago. And yeah, we see a lot more here. Looks pretty nice. And here we see who people think is Melia, but behind a mask. The voice actor of Melia, Jenna Coleman, did mention that she was recording lines for Xenoblade 3 at one point. That's why we kind of knew Xenoblade 3 was coming. So this could mean Melia, and this is definitely Nia. This looks very much like Nia, having the same core crystal here. So yeah, I'm wondering what kind of a story will be here. Maybe the two worlds collide, and one of the worlds kind of has to fall for the other to return or something. That could be an interesting plot point here. But I'm just kind of also wondering when I'm just talking about this, like, what is going to be like the future of this franchise? Because this gives me like the feeling that this is going to be the ending of a trilogy. Like, after this game, will there be a Xenoblade 4, or are they going to move on to another Xeno game? Because this studio, Monolith, has done like Xenogears and other Xeno games before Xenoblade, but Xenoblade is the first like Nintendo exclusive Xeno franchise. So I'm wondering if after this they're gonna move on to another Xenoblade series or other Xeno series. Maybe they might also do like finish up like Xenoblade Chronicles X, maybe with like a port and then prologue, and maybe just have a straight up sequel. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But overall, I thought this was a magnificent direct, one of the best ones we have seen in a very, very, very long time. It gave me a lot of games I just want to try out. I just want to buy them. I just want them to be here right now. And it's definitely true that 2022 is going to be one of the best years in video games, especially if you're looking at Nintendo. But now I have nothing else to say, so I will just see you guys next time. Bye bye.